What is up, everybody? Welcome back to WNBA Pro. Now listen, I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now because we need to talk about what might be the most important signing in Indiana Fever history. And no, I am not exaggerating. Azura Stevens has been doing everything short of writing it in the sky. She wants to be in Indiana. She wants to play with Caitlin Clark. She wants to be a Fever player. And honestly, if the Fever front office does not get this deal done, they might be making the biggest mistake of the entire offseason. So today, we are going to break down exactly why this move needs to happen, what Stevens brings to the table, and why Indiana has absolutely no excuse to let this one slip away. Who Azura Stevens is, because some of you might only know her as that tall girl on the Sparks, and that would be doing her a massive disservice. Azura Stevens is a 6'6" forward/center out of UConn who was drafted 6th overall by the Dallas Wings back in 2018. She made the all-rookie team that year. She has played for the Wings, the Chicago Sky, and the Los Angeles Sparks. And here is the part that matters most. She already has a championship ring. She was a key contributor when the Chicago Sky won the WNBA title back in 2021. She knows what winning looks like. She knows what a championship locker room feels like. And she knows what it takes to perform when the pressure is at its absolute highest. Now let me tell you about the 2025 season, because this is where it gets really interesting. Stevens had the best season of her entire career. Playing for the Sparks, she averaged 12.8 points per game. She pulled down 8 rebounds per game. She dished out 2.1 assists. She recorded 1.2 steals and 1.1 blocks. And here is the stat that should make every single Fever fan stand up and pay attention. She shot 38% from three-point range. 38% from a 6'6" forward. Do you understand how rare that is? Do you understand how valuable a player like that is in today's WNBA? A player who can protect the rim, crash the boards, switch onto smaller players on defense, and then step out and knock down threes on the other end? That is not just a good player, that is a unicorn. And that unicorn is practically begging to come to Indianapolis. Now let me walk you through the social media breadcrumbs, because this is where the story gets really juicy. Stevens has not been subtle about this, not even a little bit. It started back in January of 2026 when she was playing in the second season of Unrivaled down in Miami. Fever fans on social media started telling her that she should come to Indiana, and instead of ignoring them like most players would, Stevens started responding. She dropped eye emojis, she liked comments, she engaged with fans who were literally photoshopping her into a Fever jersey. Then it escalated. A fan posted a picture of Stevens in an Indiana Fever jersey and tagged her on social media. Stevens did not just like the post, she responded to it with what fans described as an intrigued reaction. Another fan told her the jersey would look even better if she actually played in it. She replied with a comment that Fever Nation went absolutely crazy over. Then, just a few days ago, Stevens posted photos of herself wearing different WNBA jerseys on Instagram. She included jerseys from teams she has played for in the past, like Dallas and Chicago, but she also included an Indiana Fever jersey. And here is the kicker. Indiana is the only team in that collection of photos that she has never actually played for. Let that sink in. Every other jersey represented a team from her past. The Fever jersey represented something else entirely. It represented her future. And to make it even more obvious, fans noticed that she added a specific reaction only on the Fever photo, that she did not add to any of the others. Fever fans immediately started comparing her potential arrival to the impact that DeWanna Bonner had when she came to Indiana. And while some fans debated whether that comparison was fair, the overwhelming consensus was clear. Indiana needs to make this happen. Let us talk about why Azura Stevens is not just a nice addition for the Fever. She is the missing piece, and I mean that with every fiber of my being. The Indiana Fever are coming off one of the most incredible and heartbreaking seasons in franchise history. In 2025, they dealt with a level of adversity that would have broken most teams. Caitlin Clark went down with a groin injury in mid-July and never came back. That is their franchise player, their #1 overall pick, the most popular player in the entire league, gone for half the season. But the Fever did not fold. They did not tank. They did not give up. Sophie Cunningham went down with a knee injury. Sydney Colson tore her ACL. Ari McDonald fractured her foot. Chloe Beebe went down with a knee injury. At one point, the Fever had 6 players on the injured list. They rostered 18 different players throughout the season. Their lineup changed almost every single game, and yet they still made the playoffs. They beat the Atlanta Dream in the first round, winning their first playoff series since 2015. Then they pushed the Las Vegas Aces to 5 games in the semifinals before finally being eliminated. It was gutsy, it was inspiring, and it proved that this team has the heart, the culture, and the coaching to compete for a championship. But heart alone does not win titles. You need talent. You need the right pieces around your stars. And the Fever have a very specific hole in their roster that has been staring everyone in the face since Caitlin Clark arrived in Indianapolis. They need a stretch big. They need a forward who can protect the rim, grab rebounds, and space the floor. They need someone who does not clog the paint and take away driving lanes from Clark. They need someone who can step out and hit threes so that defenses cannot collapse on Clark every time she drives to the basket. They need Azura Stevens. Think about it. Caitlin Clark averaged 18.5 points and 8.5 assists per game across her first 2 WNBA seasons. She is one of the best passers in the history of the league. But what good is a generational passer if the players around her cannot convert those passes into points? What good is Clark's gravity if there is no one spacing the floor to take advantage of it? Natasha Howard started at the 4 for Indiana last season, and while she was solid, she is a prime candidate to leave in free agency. The power forward spot has been a revolving door since Clark arrived. They have been searching for the right fit at that position for 2 years now. Stevens is that fit. She is the answer they have been looking for. Let me paint the picture for you. Imagine this starting lineup. Caitlin Clark at the point, running the offense, creating chaos with her vision and her range. Kelsey Mitchell next to her, the veteran scorer who averaged over 16 points per game and carried the team through the playoffs when Clark was injured. Lexi Hull on the wing, the defensive specialist and three-point threat who played alongside Stevens in Unrivaled and already has chemistry with her. Aaliyah Boston at the 5, the former #1 overall pick and 3-time All-Star who dominates the paint and the boards. And then at the 4, Azura Stevens, 6'6", shooting 38% from 3, protecting the rim with 1.1 blocks per game, grabbing 8 boards a night, switching onto guards on the perimeter, spacing the floor for Clark to operate. That is not just a good lineup. That is a championship lineup. That is a nightmare for every single team in the WNBA. You cannot double Clark because Stevens will make you pay from 3. You cannot collapse the paint on Boston because Stevens is standing at the arc ready to fire. You cannot exploit mismatches on defense because Stevens can guard positions 1 through 5 with her length and mobility. She fills every single gap that the Fever currently have. Every single one. And here is the beautiful thing about this potential signing. The Fever are in a fantastic position to make it happen. Both Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are still on their rookie contracts, which means they are on team-friendly deals. That frees up significant cap space to go after a